Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone. I hope everyone is well rested and you guys have time for yourself and to play a little bit of the video game. I'm really happy I did have the time to play a little bit more. And from my last video, first of all, I just want to say thank you so much for the support, guys. We hit YouTube partner. Oh my god, like we did it in like not even a month. So I just want to say thank you for the support. So today I wanted to do a kind of like a build guide video on how to beat Act 1, what to concentrate your efforts on, what kind of nodes you're looking into to get into the passive tree, and what kind of gear you're looking into for Act 1. And then after that, I do have Act 2 and the trials of Sakamas that are ready for you as well for later. So don't worry, I got you. The build is getting updated as I go as well. All right, guys, so we're going to start with what skill did I use for Act 1. So my main skill was Spark, Frost Bomb, and Flame Wall. And I'm going to talk about what gem I used. You're going to see on my screen, I have Firebolt, but that's from my staff. And Ember Fuzzyad, I don't know if that's how you say it. That is also from my staff, so don't worry about these ones. So I am solo self-found for most of the time. The first boss fight I did, when you just get out of town, the boss gave me 2 uniques, which was a staff, and this is where the Firebolt and the Ember Fizziad is coming from. Of course, starting like that, solo self-found with a staff that is absolutely stupid, it for sure made my life easier. Now, I just want to say, I wanted to make sure I was not like misleading you guys into doing like a guide video and then
you're like, yeah, but you found a staff and it was really good.
So I got you. I did find a wand at some point and I tried it with the one that was like really less good than my staff, and I was still going through the map really fast. Okay, so yes, the staff was really lucky, and like I totally get it. If you don't have my luck, sometimes I have a lot of luck. If you don't have my luck, don't worry, just find something that is very similar to that, and I promise you, you will fry through Act 1 super easily. It took me about like an hour and a half, so here you go. So we have Spark, Frost Bomb, and Flame Wall. So the first thing I put on my Spark was Conduction. So basically, supported skill have 100% more chance to shock. It is to build up for the shock. So I kind of like having that because it was mainly my main skill, DPS skill. So I was just spamming as like fast as possible. So for the shocking, like at some point when you hit the threshold, like either the boss or the mobs are like stopping the move, and it kind of helps you to like in a battle. So I did put that on that. Now, I know a lot of people put Pierce, and I'm going to explain you guys why I didn't. So I know you guys are going to come at me in the comment section and be like, you have to use Pierce. If you use Pierce, you actually do less damage. And I wanted to see if because the first time I did play the Sorceress, I did use Pierce, and like, yeah, it was good, but it was not like, I was not going through mobs as I was with this one. So I try to like not reduce my DPS. And remember, for Conduction, you need dexterity, okay? So here I added a Conduction to my Spark. So basically it would 100% more chance to shock, so it will build up and it will help you to electrocute an enemy. So for the boss fight is really important because it's going to help you a lot. For the second one, since this is my DPS and pretty much my main attack, I did put Arcane Tempo. So basically the supported skill have 25 more cast speed, so it just helps you to go through like the map pretty easily because you're casting way faster. So you need 20 intelligence to get that one, so which is not really hard. I think you can get it like on your first or second level or something, as long as you have 20 intelligence, which is like super fast. Okay, and you're gonna find some gear with intelligence or like rings with intelligence, so it's not a problem. So I did slap that on that since it's my main like spamming skill. All right, so Frost Bomb is my second skill. Basically what I did, because it's a skill that deals a lot of damage, it's really good for the bosses or all like the special minions. I did put fast forward on it. So this one is make sure you have a 10 strength. When you cast Ice Bomb, it's not instant. So it will tick like 3 times and then it will explode. Basically, just like the grenade of the mercenary, it's the same principle. When you shoot the grenade, they don't explode right away. There's like a delay. So by putting fast forward, the supported skill have 30% less effect duration. So the duration is shorter, so it detonates really faster. So it's really important, to be honest, because otherwise it's you'll see it's a slow skill. So make sure you put that and make sure you have enough strength. So in this case, it's like 10 strength, which is really not hard to get. And you can slap this right away. Now for the second gem, you could switch this gem into either Flame Wall or the Bomb. Me, I decided to put it on Ice Bomb just because I was going, it was just helping me go through mobs and crowd control really more fast than if I just use Flame Wall, because Flame Wall, we're kind of using it just to add more damage and to like ignite mobs. But otherwise than that, it's not like a primary skill where we make damage. It does make damage, but it's not what we're using to make damage. Remember, the primary skill is Spark, and to make damage, Ice Bomb, all right? So Spell Cascade, basically, it reduced the area of effect, so the AoE of the bomb, but you have multiple. Because Ice Bomb is really powerful at the beginning, even though I'm doing less damage, I was just plowing through the whole campaign. Like, it was unreal. I was like, oh my god. So I did put that here. Now, is it the best one? Maybe not. You could have one that gives you maybe a bigger AoE instead, for sure. But I wanted to try something different because the first time I did it, I did put a gem that was just like making the AoE bigger, and I didn't like it that much. And I thought this one was way better for crowd control and going through like the campaigns and the mobs. Okay, so I really like this one. So Spell Cascade, highly recommended. Flame Wall. So for Flame Wall, basically, as I said, we're using this more as a support. It's to just add extra damage to your sparks. So for this one, we did put Fortress. The supported skill deals 50 less damage with hits. But it, instead of like having like just a wall in front of you, it does create a circle. So it's a little easier because when your sparks are like bouncing back or like going through, like it just covers a bigger area than just like a half a wall in front of you. And you know, so and then if mobs like are like attacking you or swarming you, they do get damaged. So Fortress is just to have a bigger, Fortress is just to make it like a circle, basically. All right, and for the second gem, we put the magnified effect. Now the magnified effect, I used to had it on the Frost Bomb, but again, I was trying to find different ways to interact with the gem. So instead of that, I put the Fortress, so to make my firewall a circle, and I made it bigger. So that was easier for my spark to go through. Wherever I was like, you know, running around and I was spamming wall, it was just easier to like have a bigger wall in front of me. So I know all my sparks that are gonna go through are gonna have the damage bonus for it. Okay, so now for the support spell, so for the buff, we did put Raging Spirit. So basically whenever I cast, for the fourth skill, I used the buff Raging Spirit. So whenever I was like getting Firewall up, it would actually bring some spirit with it and just attack them. I mean, it says minion from the skill converts 70% of physical damage to fire damage. Now, the thing is like, we don't really do physical damage. So I'm wondering if, like, for example, on my second slot for my item, if I slap, like, I don't know, like something that does physical damage, if this would actually get buffed. I don't really know. Anyways, it's, you don't have tons of choice anyways at the beginning, so you could put Raging Spirit or just the Ice Armor. If you want to just be a little bit more tanky, just put the Ice Armor. It's just gonna help you a little bit more, but whatever you pick, it's not a bad choice. The Raging Spirit is just actually fun. But it doesn't do like tons more damage, okay? It's nothing crazy, but it does help. All right, and then we have Cold Snap and Frostbolt. So Cold Snap, you're only gonna get there about at the end of Act 1. And it does a lot of damage. So you can see like the DPS is like 607. Basically what it does, it's whenever you froze an enemy like completely, when you put Cold Snap, it literally just explode an enemy that's frozen. For the mobs, it just explode, and then, you know, this is where you can start chaining your frozing and your explosions together. Whenever you're doing a boss fight and the second they're like completely frozen, this is where you could use it, and it just like does a lot of damage. So you really want to put the emphasis eventually on freezing your enemy, because you're going to use Cold Snap, and Cold Snap goes to like insane amount of damage. So I only got Cold Snap at the end of Act 1, so you won't have access to this till maybe like one map before Count Geonor. So don't worry about it, because again, like I said, I went through the campaign with only Frostbomb, Spark, and Flame Wall. Okay, that's it. And then the Frostbolt, same thing, I got it right before getting Cold Snap, and I was using the Frostbolt to basically just freeze my enemy, use Cold Snap on them, and instantly you know, kill them. So that's it. That was really simple, because I know in Act 2 I'm going to shift towards a cold build. All right, so keep that in mind. Eventually I'm just going to be switching over. So right now, to be honest, as a sorceress, you don't have tons of option at the beginning, and honestly it's just a, like, spam Spark, Flame Wall, and Ice Bomb. That's it, and you're going to go through the campaign really easily. All right, now for the gear, basically, and like I said at the beginning of the video, I really got super lucky. Okay, so don't come at me in the comment section. I got lucky, okay? So it's just what it is. Solo self-found for this character. So yeah, we just started really well. For the longest time on Act 1, I didn't had any item with like any resistance or anything. I just fly through the campaign, and I was literally untouchable, and I will talk about that later, and what kind of gear to focus on for Act 1. So if you're watching this video and you're about to start Act 1, just make sure you keep this in mind. All right, this is where, when I first got into the game, the first boss, not the first one, the second one. So when you're gonna get out of the town, so whenever you beat the first like little boss, and then you get in town, and then you have to get the like crazy witch, the ice witch. She gave me one unique. It wasn't this one. It was an armor for probably a warrior. And then you go into a lair, and there's this big like worm or maggot or whatever you want to call it. I don't remember the name of it. I'll look it up and put it up there. He dropped me 2 uniques, which was one of them. And of course I was like, there's no way again on my sorceress, because that's my second sorceress, I get a god drop at the beginning. So we're gonna go through that specific staff, just to let you guys know. A lot, like I would say a lot of the damage comes from that, and I got really lucky. So I was like, okay, nice. But again, I did try my build during the campaign with another wand or staff, just to see how different it was, and it wasn't that much. So if you don't have the staff, don't panic. It literally, I'm pretty sure if you trade, you can probably find it right away, but you really don't need that, okay? So it says grand levels, it says grand skill level 2 Fireball, which I never end up using it, but the grand skill level 3 Ember Fusillade, this was helping me, because every time I would cast, it would literally cast automatically. So that's what was helping me. I was doing extra damage because of that skill. It did 69%, nice, increase spell damage. So honestly, yeah, it really helped. Gain 9 life per enemy kill, 25% increased mana regen rate, which absolutely helped me to just spam everything. Literally, I was just walking and spamming. Like it wasn't even funny at this point. And that's where it says trigger Ember Fusillade skill on casting a spell, and we say spell, that's any spell. So every time I would like just spam some sparks, it would trigger the Ember Fusillade, and then it would just automatically just attack the mob in front of me. So that was really fun. Probably one of the best staff to start. I had a good one the first run through I did, and it was a lightning staff. But this one is even better because it does trigger extra skill with no effort or not adding any extra skill. It's already in there, okay? So I was lucky. So I did my whole Act 2 with it as well because I didn't find anything better. Only at the end of Act 2 I found something better, which I will, the video is, I'm doing the video right now, so you'll see what I'm talking about, but I was using both of them still in Act 2. So after that, we have the Beast Halo, 31 accuracy rating. I didn't find anything better than that, okay? So again, it's all about RNG. So if I were to get something better, cool. 31 accuracy, 22 maximum mana. So whenever you're working on the Sorceress, what I always try to go is any maximum energy shield, max mana, max life, and anything with res, basically. And this one, the 9% increased rarity item found and 30% increased critical hit chance, that's always good. But the 9% increased rarity item, I want to talk about it because I have some run that I did with other characters or classes, and I didn't have any rarity item or magic find, basically. And I'm going to say something. The second you have just a little bit of magic find, it could be just one item, even if it's just 9%, I can guarantee you will find a bunch of shit. I would say the first thing you need to do whenever you see any item with increased like rarity item found, whatever the number is, fucking slap it on, okay? For my armor, see, I just had this plain 32 max life, which is really good, and 9% cold res. Slap anything that has cold res because it will help you with Count Geonor, okay? So as soon as you find shit with cold res, just put it on. So I found that. And also it has energy shield, which is really important for the Sorceress because that shit probably saved me a million times, okay? So, all right, for the amulet, I had the 29 increased mana regen rate, which is always nice to have because at some point you will run out of mana. Not in Act 1, but in Act 2, like at the end of Act 2, I was starting to get, like lack mana, so yeah. Increased evasion rating, I mean, it just rolled that and whatever. I didn't find anything better. And I did have a 9% MF on it, so for this ring, it had 28 fire res, which is really good, and 22 max mana, gained 4 life per enemy kill, so I was like, great, we'll definitely just slap this on. Again, 29 maximum mana, add 1 to 6 lightning damage to attack. Well, I was like, okay, well, whatever, it always helps, and 6 to strength. Again, if you're not using a lot of nodes for getting like your strength, intelligence, or dexterity up, you're gonna find a bunch of item with it, so you can just put that on. Now we had the glove. So that was the second rare item that I found, and the quality of it was pretty decent, and it gave me evasion rating and energy shield. Nothing crazy, but it always helps. It says 36% increase evasion and energy shield, so both. So I was like, ooh, that's really good. And I didn't really look for a better pair of glove because I knew I had a better one for Act 2, so I didn't really bother. But if you don't have anything like that, anything with energy shield, max mana, life, and cold res, fire res as well, it would have been just perfect, okay? So don't worry if you don't have that. And again, it's a 6% increase attack speed, 7% to poison on hit, which not really I'm going to use. All damage from hit contributes to poison magnet. All right, for the bell, 7 to strength, 5% increase flask, life recovery rate, 27 increase mana recovery from flask. I didn't find anything better, so I just went with that till the end, basically. I did upgrade my gear on Act 2, so I will show you that for the Act 2 video. And then for these boots, I got really lucky on that one. I don't remember where this dropped. Oh, yeah, it was in Cemetery, I think. Yeah, it was Asenia. Asenia dropped that for me, which they're not necessarily made for me, but I was like, whatever. I didn't find anything better. So 24 evasion rating, 11 max mana, 6% increase in rarity item again. So we're up now. Cold res and 26 stun threshold. It's not the best boot for me, but I mean, we'll take the extra res and the MF on it, okay? And on the belt, we had the charm for the cold res because again, you will have a quest in Act 1 where she's gonna offer you a charm. I think it's, I don't know, it's one of the guys in town. If you have already a cold charms from your previous character, then take like the fire one or the lightning one. But if it's like a brand new account and it's your first time playing through, you really want to go with the cold charm, because we went for a maximum energy shield. Right here we went to the left, same thing, increase in maximum, same thing. And then we went to pick up this node, which is 30% increase on maximum energy shield and plus 10 to intelligence. So we did this, and then we went here, increase cast speed, because it's always fun. We pick up this big one, 6% increase cast speed. Same thing, another 3%, and we picked up this one, which is 20% increased spell damage and plus 10 to intelligence. So you're still stacking some intelligence, and you get some increased spell damage as well. So you didn't have to go through it. Go for the energy shield, and then turn left and go pick up these ones. And then I did pick up increased elemental damage, because this is what I'm gonna go through. 10% increased cold damage, because remember, after Act 1, I will switch over to cold, and 18% increased cold damage and 30% increased freeze buildup. And the freeze is really important, because this is where you use cold snap, and that does a lot of damage, so you really want that node. And then we went for the lightning damage and chance to shock, because this was our primarily DPS, so we're still using that through all Act 2. So from the cast speed here, you get 10% increased critical hit chance for spell. Honestly, I don't know if it helps that much, but I tried it this time because the first time I didn't, okay? 10% increased critical hit chance again, but I wanted to pick up this node, which can % increase crit on a spell and 15% increased spell damage if you're dealt at a critical hit recently. So it's kind of like double crit. And then we picked up this again, which is another crit. Max, so this one is for increased energy shield recharge rate and 25 faster start of energy shield recharge. So this one's important too, because you're relying a lot on energy shield. Otherwise, at some point, you won't have enough potion. And then the other big node here, increase maximum energy shield and gain 12% of maximum energy shield as additional stun threshold. I don't know if like it like really does a difference, like, to be honest, but and yeah, I would probably suggest to go for the 20 maximum mana and increase maximum mana. So I would probably go there after. So when you arrive, you literally just have to beat those mobs. Now you see I'm just using Flame Wall and I'm just using Spark, and it's pretty easy. Like it was effortless, let's be honest. Goes down, you can start attacking him. So all I'm doing is spamming Flame Wall, and you see the Frost Bomb are actually like really destroying him. So you do a lot of damage. The only thing is, like, because the detonation of Frost Bomb is like slow, even though we put that gem skill on it, you can only like actually get him with it when he's like just like staying on spot. So that's all I'm doing basically. I'm just using Flame Wall, Frost Bomb, and everything. Once you've done that, once you beat him the first time, he's gonna change into that big bad wolf. The fight starts to get a little bit harder, okay? But it's not that hard. You just have to make sure you take your time and you avoid things. So remember, our Frost Bomb were doing like, at that time they were doing like I think 500-600 damage. So you just spam it as much as possible, okay? So whenever you get to that point, he backs out in the fog, and this is where you want to use for any class, any AoE spell that you have is the best way you use it here, because you're gonna have a bunch of like wolf attacking you, and they kind of stun you, and they're like super annoying. So use any AoE skill over there. So just put it already, like spam it already, pre-spam it in the middle, and you're gonna see like I spam walls and Frost Bomb, and then after that you just dodge. You just dodge around, and then you just kill them like that. So it's a good way also to replenish your potion. So here you're gonna, whenever the fog is done, he's gonna come back at you, and he's gonna do the same attack, which again, you just use Frost Bomb, and you just try to dodge as much as possible. And yeah, that's it. I'm spamming the bomb as well on him, because often his attack, he's not moving, like his special attack, he doesn't. make sure that when you see the red circle, you get out of it, okay? Because otherwise you might get one shot depending on your res and stuff. He does the same thing over and over. So once you learn the pattern, it's pretty easy. And yeah, that's it. We just like that, we just beat him, and it wasn't crazy. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We're still aiming for 1,000 subs on the YouTube channel, so if you want to subscribe, it would gladly help me. I really appreciate all the love you guys been giving me. I hope this video helped you out. I will be having more guide videos coming to the channel. I will update you guys on this Sorceress for Act 2, the Trial of Sekhmet, Act 3 as well. I am gonna finish Act 3 probably tonight. I did finish Act 3 on other classes, but I mostly want to focus on the Sorceress because it's my favorite character, and I really love playing Sorceress in general in ARPG genre of game. So we're gonna do that, and we will probably at some point do a celebration stream for partner on YouTube. So thank you again, guys, so much. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.